Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dylan, and welcome to Dylan the Truth podcast. If you guys are new to this channel, I'd like for you guys to subscribe to this and also hit that like button. Deeply appreciate it. Now, it's been crazy what's been going on in the NBA so far. Um, so far, it's been about the Western Conference. It's about the playoff seeding, the playoff, play in. It's going to be very interesting for the next week. We're going to find out, you know, who's going to be in the playoffs, depending on where people position right now. So I will basically list the teams right now. That's from number one to, let's say, I'll read off all 15 teams, but realistically, there's only like 12 teams that's fighting for playoff position. So number one is Denver Nuggets. Number two is Memphis Grizzlies. Number three is Sacramento Kings. Number four is Phoenix Suns. Number five is the Los Angeles Clippers. Number six is Golden State Warriors. Number seven is the Los Angeles Lakers. Number eight is New Orleans Pelicans. Number nine is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Number 10 is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Number 11 is Dallas Mavericks. Number 12 is Utah Jazz. Number 13 is Portland Trail Blazers. Number 14 is San Antonio Spurs. And then number 15 is the Houston Rockets. Um, so far, as you can see, the three teams are already eliminated: is Portland, San Antonio, and Houston. So I'm not gonna even bother wasting my time with those three teams. They're already eliminated. There's no sense of speaking about them. What's more compelling right now is basically there's only three teams in the West that clinch a spot, and the three teams are Denver, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Sacramento Kings. They're the only teams that have a playoff spot right now. Now, if you look at, let's see, from fourth to 12th, I mean, it's pretty close. Now, let's be realistic. I'll actually narrow it down a little bit. Um, I would say from the fifth to the 12th spot is basically what's heating up right now. We don't know where these teams are going to finish. Um, I was just watching like a few of the games not too long ago. I'm a Lakers fan, so the Lakers beat the Houston Rockets, which they should because Houston is a terrible team. Um, they beat them convincingly. Um, and then there was teams I was rooting for to lose, which were the Dallas Mavericks. They lost. Memphis Grizzlies. They lost. Golden State Warriors. They lost. Minnesota Timberwolves. They lost. OKC Thunder lost. Utah Jazz lost. So it's been and also the Clippers has lost as well. So it's been a great weekend for NBA. I mean, for me, for sure, because the Lakers, they won, and then the teams that's either ahead of them or maybe a couple of games or just half a game behind them, all lost. So it's very significant on how this is going to play out. To be quite honest, I don't know if it's going to hold the way it is. I mean, realistically, the sixth spot is up for grabs. I believe the Lakers are only half a game behind the Clippers right now. No, sorry, half a game behind the Golden State Warriors. Now, do I believe they could catch that sixth spot? I really do believe they can, but a lot of things would have to work in the Lakers' favor. For example, they would have to, keep winning games, obviously, and Golden State have to keep dropping games. So if they end up, with an identical record, that would mean the Lakers would move up to the sixth spot, which would make Golden State Warriors fall down to the play because the Lakers own the tiebreaker. They beat them 3-1 this season. Um, the Lakers don't have the tiebreaker with the Clippers, even if they tie as far as the record. So I rather the Golden State Warriors end up in six. So therefore, the Lakers could either tie or have a better record than Golden State, and they could leap ahead of Golden State. The Lakers also have the tiebreaker against New Orleans Pelicans, the OKC Thunder, and I believe who was the other team? There was another team I can't remember, but they have the tiebreaker against them. Now there is a shocker. I mean, not Golden State, Dallas Mavericks. Dallas Mavericks has been very disappointing, to say the least. Right now, their record is 37-42. They're currently sitting in an 11th spot in the West. They're not even in the play-in. They're in danger of not even making the play-in, let alone the playoffs. I mean, this is bad because you're thinking that they made this trade for Kyrie Irving and he's gonna get them over the hump, but it's quite the opposite so far from what I've seen. I already mentioned it that I wasn't too thrilled when they made this trade because, for one, you lack in defense, you lack in size, which is why this team is one of the worst rebounding teams in the world in the league due to their size, and also they don't play any defense. This is why they're losing these games. It's just that simple. I mean, you could outscore your opponents at times. It might work for you a few games, but when it comes to the playoffs, your opponents will shut that down. Now, if your threes ain't falling for you, what are you going to rely on? What are you going to hang your hat on? They can't hang their hat on defense because they don't play any defense. So Dallas is in deep trouble right now. And there's only about maybe a handful of games left. They're going to have to go on a run, and then hopefully the teams that's ahead of them actually dip, because that's the only way they'll even make the play-in, which is this would be embarrassing if they don't even make the play-in. I'll be honest with you. Now, if you look at a team like the OKC Thunder, I mean, they still have a chance. They're in the play-in mix, but you don't want to be in the 10th spot or the ninth spot, because the reason being is that you only have one game. Now, if you lose that one game, you're out. Whereas if you're in the 7th or the 8th seed, even if you lose that one game, you still have another opportunity to, win and actually make it into a playoff spot. But if you're sitting in the 9th and 10th, there's more pressure on you because it's like a sudden death. I mean, it's just one game and then that's it. Now, if I was to look at how do I feel this is all going to play out, it's obviously going to come down to the last game of the season, which I believe is April the 9th, which would be on a Sunday. We will find out what teams are where. Now, I believe that my Lakers could get the sixth spot and end up facing the Sacramento Kings. I really, I really believe that the Lakers could actually win that series. I'm not going to say it's going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy. I really believe Sacramento is going to put up a fight, but due to the fact that they lack playoff experience, I feel like I'll give the edge to the Lakers if they can make that sixth spot. Now, if they can't make that sixth spot, hopefully they can just keep the seventh spot. So therefore, if they just win one game, that would mean that they would meet up most likely against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies, they do have some playoff experience, but I mean, they do lack in certain things, like as far as like their size. Um, they're gonna miss Brandon Clark for sure. Steven Adams, I don't know if he's gonna be back. Um, I mean, if you look at the matchup, I think the Lakers can match up very well against them. So I just look at it that way. It could go either way. Now the Pelicans would probably finish in eighth. Even if they go up against the Lakers, and let's just say the Lakers are seventh and they're eighth. Even if they lose that game, they still have another opportunity to, make it into the playoffs. They would have to beat the loser of the ninth and 10th team in the West. So if they could end up winning that, then they would finish in the eighth spot, which put them up against the Denver Nuggets. Now, do I believe they could pull an upset against Denver Nuggets? I don't think so. I mean, the only way I could see that happen is if, Denver, take the foot off the gas pedal. That's the only way I see New Orleans even, pulling off an upset. Outside of that, I don't see that happening. That's just how I see it right now. I think Clippers might hold on to the fifth spot, and they will face the Phoenix Suns. They go up against Phoenix Suns in the first round. Bye Clippers. It's a wrap for them. I don't see them going that far. To be quite honest, I believe they will just be. They might get a game. I say that's in 5, but it could go either way. This week we'll really find out who's the pretender and who's the contenders. We'll find out. I haven't seen this conference this tight, like as far as like the race, like as far as games behind, let's just say your 5th seed or 6th seed. It's hard to pick who's gonna move into the playoffs, who's gonna fall short. It's kind of hard, but I love it. It's unpredictable, and the NBA needs that, and that's what makes it so exciting. So I would love to see how this is gonna play out. I'm always gonna be rooting for my Lakers, and if the Lakers get into the playoffs, watch out. I don't believe anybody in that top 3 team in the West wants to see the Lakers in the playoffs. I really believe that they don't want to see that because it's quite obvious what they're doing. Some of these teams are purposely dropping these games so they could avoid the Lakers. They might want to face another team that they match up better against, because what the playoffs is all about is matchups and adjustments. So if you can master those two, you'll be fine. But that's the Wild Wild West for you, man. It is crazy. I can't wait to see. I'm even excited. I'm a huge fan, so we'll see how this plays out. Anyway, I'm just gonna end this off. This video about the Western Conference. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in to this video. Till next time, peace.